What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, I hope you all are having a great evening. I want to, as always, thank you for your continuous support of the Arrington Gavin Show. We are a growing program, man. I'm getting great reviews left and right. We see the listenership numbers rise each and every day. Subscribers are rising. Our followers on social media are rising. I truly thank you. I can't thank you guys enough because look, it's just me, a mic, and you all, the people. Conversation after conversation, and that's what the world is missing. Is just a conversation. So I hope to give you all that each and every episode that we put out. The Arrington Gavin Show, we drop new shows weeknights, Monday through Fridays, available on all digital and streaming platforms. So we're wherever you get your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can watch us on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. Our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media. Okay, the letter R and Smooth Club Media. And then Rumble is the Arrington Gavin Show. Very simple as that. Our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM out of the Metro Atlanta area. Please continue to listen to us Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY, as well as online at wdjyfm.com. So multiple ways you can listen in and tune into the program. Look, you can also follow us on our social media platforms because we all know, look, when an hour, so much stuff, it's hard to impact so much stuff within an hour. So that's why I'm very engaged on social media. So for stories that I can't finish here on the show, I take it to social media. So Instagram is our Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as X, and Substack. We're new to there, to that platform. We're having a great time. I just put out a piece not too long ago, just my thoughts on UNC signing Bill Belichick to be their next football coach. I think I still to this day is a historic pickup for Chapel Hill and the Tar Heel Nation out there. But it's exciting. I was looking at a post where it was showing the top 10 highest paid coaches in college football, and of course made it on that list. Bill Belichick's no surprise, but the surprise for me was that the fact that he wasn't the highest paid coach. I think he might be, let me see here, he might be like number 6 out of the 10. Let me see here. Here we go. He is, number 6, making 10 million a year. By the way, 10 million. I think it was a 5-year contract that he signed. And I think number 1 is Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's making around $13.2 million. Coaching, y'all. Coaching. My wife and I want to bring my wife on sometime because she is a sports guru, IQ the max. I mean, my mother-in-law as well, and just my wife's side of the family are experts when it comes to sports, true experts with sports. And we were just talking about the contracts, man, the salaries college coaches are making. It. I don't know, man. Sometimes 13 million a year. That's just I have a number. I'm not going to share it with you, but I have a number in my mind that I think should be like the max a coach should be paid. But again, I'm not trying to tick off any coaches out there because they're saying, hey, you don't know my worth, but you don't know the time that the what it takes to be a college coach. You're right, I don't. But I just I'm 13 million is a lot. Anyway, Substack. Here I go railing off again. Substack, so you can check us out, follow us on there. I truly appreciate it. How's everybody's day going? Is it going good? I always like to, I never like to rush. I feel like some episodes I've always kind of rushed the opening of the of the show, and I'm just like more relaxed, more chill, taking my time. First of all, y'all, I ate a bowl. My aunt made me a bowl of beans like during this week. I think it's like 15 bean soup or something. Amazing, beautiful, right? And first thing I'm thinking of, like I pre-plan what I'm gonna get, or as far as for lunch, the next day. Am I gonna go out and buy something? Do I have any food in the house to make? And I'm like, well, you know what? I got 15 bean soup and I got some biscuits that my aunt prepared for me. And I literally ate biscuits and 15 bean soup, and I almost ate the whole entire thing. I ate what I overindulged. I am paying for it. I am paying for it right now. When I tell you, thank God I'm in my personal studio, because I am just like, my stomach is bubbly as I don't know what. But anyway, it was worth it though. It was worth it. So yeah, I might be farting a lot, but hey, you guys are there and I'm here. So you're lucky. You're lucky you're not in the same room as me. Oh gosh, man. But what else we got going on? Oh, before we move forward, I want to shout out some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin show, like our friends over at Bernardo Menswear. That's right, my good friend Mr. Bernardo Johnson, founder, creator of Bernardo's Menswear. It's an amazing store, amazing clothing line. If you're looking for something business casual, formal, custom, you name it. If you're just trying to up your style, I highly recommend to check out Bernardo's Menswear. Now, no worries, because even though you might not be in the Hampton Roads area, guess what? You can shop online. That's right, my friends. You can go online at www.bernardomenswear.com. Grab yourself some, shop from there, and some, like I said, amazing threads. I'm actually wearing some awesome shoes that I bought from his store. And but if you happen to be in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, look, go ahead and visit him in person. At his store located in MacArthur Mall in the heart of downtown Norfolk, first floor, Bernardo's Menswear. Let him know that Arrington sent you. He's a dear friend of mine, and he has an amazing collection of suits, and it's an awesome store, black owned, and small business. It's a local owned shop, so I'm big on repping local businesses. Being myself, I'm a small business owner, so I always like to support those out there. So what else we got, y'all? I think that's it. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day, and then I'll get going on starting the show with some of our topics. So don't go anywhere, my friends. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. That's me. Yeah, Arrington. Be right back.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
What it do, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Again, remember to follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, X, Substack. working on the Blue Sky. I think we might be joining Blue Sky pretty soon. Let's get it going with our fun fact of the day, a little tradition we like to do here on the show. On today's fun fact, this is for the cat lovers out there. Not a cat fan at all. But anyway, today's fun facts comes is did you know that male cats have longer tails than female cats? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? We just don't stare at a bunch of cats behinds and say, wait a minute, something is that tail longer than the other? Must be just my eyes, because they move around too much. They squirm. I can't stand cats. I'm sorry. If you are a fan of the show and you happen to be a cat lover, thank you for being a fan of the show. But hey, I'm blunt with it. I don't like cats. I'm not a fan. I feel as though, like, yep, they're easy to maintain and easy to tolerate compared to dogs. Easy to clean up. But when it comes to the scratching and the those quick jerks that they have, and see, cats are extremely smart. They're a smart animal. Okay, much smarter than dogs. See, dogs are dumb. You have some smart. That's why it's so rare when you catch a very smart dog. It's like, oh, that's a smart one. He's so smart. That's what people are so about, because dogs are really like they stupid in comparison to cats. Cats can outsmart a human any time of the day. That's another reason why I don't like them. But whenever I see friends that are cat owners, and I'm like, what are those scratches on your arms? Do we need to talk? Do we need to have a conversation? Is everything okay? And they're like, just playing with my cat. I was just playing with my cat. I'm like, that is playing. That looks lethal. Okay. Let a cat scratch me. I'll scratch him back. I don't know. I never liked them. And they look intimidating. They don't look cute to me. Even kittens. I've just never liked them. Never, ever liked them. All right. Enough about my venting off about cats. So a coworker of my mother's, her boyfriend, because I'm always in and I work with my mom part-time, and someone in her office, one of her coworkers' boyfriends, retired military, nice guy, friendly, very, again, respectful, he's not rude or anything, but we do not agree at all politically. And there's nothing wrong with that. I thrive off, having, contacts and, even people I can consider great friends that I don't agree with. I mean, that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but make sense of your opinion. Don't just spew out either talking points. Don't talk off the wall. Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? I one thing I'll admit is I'm not a fan of Candace Owens, right? I'm not a fan of her at all. But I'll give her her respect as far as she's passionate about what she believes in, and she will back it up, right? She's made some points. I'll be like, she does have a point there. She does have a point there, but not all the time. But I'll give her props from time to time. I just don't like certain values that she, certain reasons and the way she explains it, and just I feel like she's like always attacking, and I feel like a lot of the stuff can spew off to being more like hate rather than an opinion. Anyway, fast forward, this gentleman and I, we don't really agree, but we're cool. I always speak with him and have conversation and other stuff, but he always tends to want to talk politics with me. I don't know why, and he always makes the assumption. He's like, hey, you hear what happened to your boy? He was talking about Joe Biden. Like, he pardoned I don't know why I almost thought I had a Boston accent. I hear he pardoned. No, I hear he pardoned his son Hunter. I'm like, really didn't surprise me. I think I told him, hey, he just put himself in deep doo-doo because he consistently said he wasn't, and he does it anyway. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's his son, right? That's his son. And he's like, oh no, because if that was Trump, all hell would have broke loose. I'm like, I don't think it would. It would have been more great talking points for the left leaning media to speak on, just like what's happening now. The right is really going after Biden for doing it. Now, there's some folks in the left that's criticized Joe Biden. I've been critical myself. I mean, I'm again in the middle ground, registered independent. But I've criticized Biden on the pardon just because, again, you can't say you're not gonna do this and then you do it anyway. Like, again, the dishonesty is what really pisses people off. Now, I told him, I'm like, I don't think it would have been just as worse. I said all politicians already do this. I'm like, Trump has pardoned Roger Stone, Stephen Bannon, his campaign manager Paul Manafort, just to name a few. And he's like, oh no, but see, they're not related to him. I'm like, does it even matter? They're Trump loyalists. They work under him. I mean, it doesn't matter on freaking being blood. And I'm like, I didn't respond by saying, now you do know he did pardon his son-in-law's father. That is family. Okay. So I just get so irritated. I get so irritated when I hear people just whine, mostly people on the right. Like, it's come and going. I could care less about, Trump pardoning his son. I really can. Now, do some of the Democrats on the left have a point by saying what message is just gonna send? Because now it's like, okay, you're saying as long as you're in leadership, your child, as long as you're related to him, you can do whatever you want. You can get away with this. You can get away with that. What's the message being sent? So I agree with folks on the left by saying I wasn't a fan of Trump doing the Biden doing that pardon. But when I hear folks on the right criticizing Biden, like if Trump is some kind of angel, it's hilarious to me. It is hilarious as hell, because at the end of the day, Trump already spoken about pardoning what all of the January 6th rioters, people that attacked the Capitol, like a bunch of freaking idiots they are, bunch of MAGA morons that they are. They attacked the Capitol. They wanted to attack people that are elected officials and physically hurt them. They did. They already assaulted officers. They did. I mean, like, it still blows my mind the fact that people consider them patriots, American heroes, for doing what they do and for staying with this. What? Give me a break. Let my black ass get up there on that Capitol and raise hell like that. That would have been the last time you would have seen me. Okay, they would have either I would have lost my life, or I would have been sent to jail for at least a minimum of 15 years, maybe longer, because they would have said I was a threat to their life, just like all of them were threats. Okay, you have folks serving 8 months, 15 months here and there. I mean, it's insane. I still, to this day, people are so brainwashed, and they're so, when it comes to doing proper research, like, I hate people that only get their information from one source of news, right? Whether that could be, I just get all my news from Fox News, or I just get all my news from CNN, or I get all my news from MSNBC, or I just get all my news from liberal newspapers, or like, to me, that's dumb. That dumbs you guys down. You know that, right? Like, that does not make you more educated, more informed. Here's the thing, and DL said it best. You do research not to research stuff you already know. You research stuff that you are correcting yourself on, that you that you don't know, stuff that you are unaware of. That's the whole point of doing research. You don't do research to research. Oh, I already knew that in the beginning. No. You research to correct yourself, to find stuff that you do not know. Gosh, people, we have to be better. We have to be better. I brought this up for those who are watching and those who are listening. I brought up an article from the Associated Press. It's about Joe Biden, because the question was, okay, Joe Biden already pardoned his son. Who else is he going to pardon? Now, a lot of folks, now here's where he's going to be in some hot water. Now, I haven't read this article, so I'm going to read it with you guys right now. This is reported by the Associated Press. Biden commutes roughly 1,500 sentences and pardons 39 people in the biggest single day act of clemency. Now, it says here that President Joe Biden is commuting the sentences of roughly 1,500 people who were released from prison and placed on home confinement during the coronavirus pandemic and is pardoning 39 Americans convicted of 9 violent crimes. It's the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history. The commutations announced recently are for people who have served out home confinement sentences for at least 1 year after they were released. Now, prisons were uniquely bad for spreading the virus, and some inmates were released in part to stop the spread. Now, at one point, 1 in 5 prisoners had COVID, according to a tally kept by the Associated Press. Biden said he would be taking more steps in the weeks ahead and would continue reviewing clemency petitions. Now, the second largest single day act of clemency was by Barack Obama with 330 shortly before leaving office in 2017. Now, here's my issue I have with reading this, and this goes for Biden and even former President Obama. Like, don't try and get on everybody's good side when you're on your way out of office. Like, to me, that's just like, you had all this time in the world for how quick you guys are doing this. This should have already been in the works during your term. For Biden, should have been within that 4-year term that you had. For Barack Obama, I mean, I don't know if this was just you did that once on your second term, or if you did it in your first term. Like, it should have stuff like this should have already been done. So that's one thing that I hate, where people really, really protest and fight hard, and they always say, "Oh, it's gonna take time. It's gonna be a process," but yet, he just did it just by the snap of the fingers. Now, when I read this list, and it shows 1,500 sentences, 39 Americans. There's one person that comes to mind that I've read on my feed that figures from the likes of political commentator, co-host of the podcast Native Land podcast, Angela Rye, as well as attorney Benjamin Crump. They have signed a petition, and they have advocated for District Attorney of Maryland, I think Marilyn Mosby, for a pardon. Haven't seen anything yet, but I've heard them continuing to fight to give her freedom. Now, again, Biden, you have to be a man of your word. You have to be a man of your word. Folks like Marilyn Mosby, who has a campaign with you, probably, who has helped you get a bunch of votes. It's like, it's a lot of dishonesty showing. So don't be a hypocrite. Don't do what the Republican Party would do, or don't do what Donald Trump would do in a case like this. Say he's gonna do this and will not do it, because I'm just saying, who's he ever been loyal to besides his Mar-a-Lago country club cabinet members? Literally everybody's like from Florida this, Florida that, and they're just, I mean, everybody's getting a gig. I read something that Carrie Lake out of Arizona is getting a gig. Jesus, she's getting something. He's sending Kim, I don't know, something for you, Kim Guafoya, whatever, Eric Jr.'s fiance or ex-fiance. I don't know if they're still together, because rumors has it that he was seen with another woman. So I don't know, but anyway, she's about to be the ambassador of Greece. So again, it's all just interesting. But I wanted to bring this up because, again, I'm always hearing conversations of, wow, I can't believe he pardoned his son. I can't believe it. I'm like, shut up. You guys are so annoying. Just so annoying. Let's see here. I want to, because I didn't have time to speak on it the last time, I want to go back to sports and bring up a MLB star, a man by the name of Juan Soto. He is a outfielder. He has since been named the highest paid athlete in the world. Y'all. Let me try and find where is it? Here we go. Here's a list I want to show you all. Juan Soto originally played for my Yankees. He just signed a contract at a crazy deal with the New York Mets. And I'm sorry, he signed with the Mets. So he was with my Yankees for one season and played with them in the most recent World Series. And he had signed a contract that was for, I believe, 15 years. 15 years for a whopping 765 million. You hear me? 75. I can't even get the word up. $765 million. That's how intimidating it is. The interesting thing is, I'm reading a little bit about his stats. It says here that he's just 26 years old, from Dominican Republic. Played his most longer years with the Washington Nationals, then with the San Diego Padres for about 2 seasons, then my Yankees 1 season. Now, within that period, 4-time All-Star. He got a ring in 2019, so he got a ring with the Nationals. Let's see. I'm looking at his stats. His batting average is around 2.285, hits around 934, home runs around 201. It's really good. Runs batted in around 592. Now, my thing is, I know baseball players get buku money. Now, this is a quick list. Let me see if I can kind of zoom that in for you guys. This is just a list of did I get it? There we go. That's a list of the biggest sports contracts of all time, right? So you got Soto, you have Shohei Ohtani, you got Cristiano Ronaldo, you got Patrick Mahomes, and then you got Karim Benzema. I'm not too familiar who number 5 is, but we all know Cristiano Ronaldo, football star, soccer star for the Americans out there, but football for those where it originates from. Patrick Mahomes, football quarterback, for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then and I'm looking at these contracts. Soto, $765 million, $51 million per season. You hear me? $51 million per season. The big question is he going to be worth that money too? And then also the next question I want to ask is, does teams do this and franchises, do they do this more for publicity? Because I feel like they go overboard with the contracts. Like, 15-year contracts. Obviously they want to keep him permanently, but I doubt he will stay with them for the full 15 years. The man might get traded, but he's still going to get his money guaranteed. Because one thing about baseball, they paid them those guys. They get that money, and shoot, hell, I would too. You know how many games they play per season, man? It's insane. It is insane. I feel like it's really a year-round sport. So, looking at that, I was just like, this is. It's insane. It really is insane. I wasn't too familiar who Juan Soto was until I saw that contract. I'm like, wait a minute. It's the largest contract in MLB history. Again, the highest paid athlete in the world. I never thought anybody would make more money than Cristiano Ronaldo. Him, Messi, I thought those guys were literally like the richest men in the world. From playing soccer, but Juan said, what about me? That's interesting, man. That is interesting. But you know what? God bless him though, because that money, man, that by the time he retire, he can retire early. And I saw another comparison that LeBron James and Tom Brady both in their careers. Now, Tom Brady's already retired. So I'll say, for Tom Brady, 21 years in the league, 21, 22, he made around 700. He made closer to that price in his playing career, right? Same for LeBron. LeBron is now entering into season 22. That's how much money he has made in his career. So the fact this man is getting this out of one contract blows my mind. 51 million, y'all. 51 million per season. 51 million per season. God bless him. That's all I gotta say is God bless Juan Soto. And also, Juan, look, we need to be friends because if you're getting paid like that, man, I want to, I want to hang out more with you. I want to be a friend because I'm a little short on some cash. You mind helping a brother out? No, okay. Well, you know how to reach us. You know how to reach us. Arrington Gavin Show. Our number. What is our number? Let me put that number up there for my listeners and viewers out there. For those who want to text text what they want to hear more on the show. Look. Our number is 757-955-0656. Again, our number is 757-955-0656. Let's see here. Let me see. What do I got next for you guys? What do I got next? Let's go ahead. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. You are tapped in with the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Look, next up, I want to bring up looks like that Pennsylvania U.S. Senator Fetterman. What is his first name? John Fetterman. There we go. John Fetterman is really not getting a lot of love from his party. Why? Because he's been kind of seen playing the Joe Manchin route, right? Moderate or just always never far away from the opposing side, the Republican Party. He's always seen being kind of like all right, I can agree with you more than I can agree with them, more than I can agree with my own party sometimes, and sometimes I want to just kind of be that middle person. I've always considered Fetterman centrist, really. I mean, again, when it comes to winning campaigns, people pick a party because they know they have a better chance of winning if they're with a party affiliation. But I've always considered him centrist. He was very well respected in the state of Pennsylvania. He was, I think, prior he was the what was he? Was he a governor? I want to say. I think he was a governor in PA, and then he went on to run for senator. But see, he ran against Dr. Oz, a TV doctor who thought he can just, hey, I don't even live in Pennsylvania, but let me go ahead and buy a house, and now I'm gonna run for U.S. senator, and because I care about PA and all this other stuff. So yeah, that was how basically Fetterman won. I mean, come on, Fetterman won after having a stroke, and the debate was awful, but he still stuck it through. But it was just it wasn't good at all. He was lieutenant governor. He was a former lieutenant governor from the area, and prior to that, he was a mayor. He's always been a longtime Democrat, but he has been more. I won't even say he was a progressive. He just seemed like he was always like a chill guy. Like, are you really a Dem? Like, you just really, you just seem like a chill guy. But ever since becoming a U.S. senator, he's always pushing that envelope. Again, becoming more of a Joe Manchin Democrat. So it continues to get worse for him. Why? Because he happens to be the first ever Democratic senator to join Truth Social. That's right, my friends. He has joined the social media platform founded by former and now soon to be your next president of the United States, Donald Trump's social media platform, Truth Social. the alternative at the time to, from Twitter, which is now X. Says here that John Fetterman, I'm reading this article reported by Politico, says here that the Pennsylvania Democrat waded into one of the most conservative corners of the internet with a pro-Trump take. The Pennsylvania senator appears to be the first Democrat in the chamber to join President-elect Donald Trump's social media site, Truth Social. In his first Truth, Fetterman advocated for Trump to be pardoned from the New York hush money case, for which he was found guilty of 34 felony counts, comparing the case to Hunter Biden's and saying they were both BS. Now, in this case, I'm not all the way in disagreeing with Fetterman, because I think what he's explaining is that you need to stop bringing in the courts in politics, right? Obviously, Hunter Biden was politically driven. I won't even disagree and say that the Trump cases were not politically motivated and politically driven, because clear as day, when there's an attorney, I don't know if it was a district attorney, I think her last name is James, out of New York. When she was elected, the first thing she said she was going to go after was Donald Trump. She said that. That's a fact, right? Now, was that the smart thing to say? Maybe not. But at that time, Trump was so aggressive with the insults and the personal attacks. She's like, okay, it's time to bring down this bully. And so I get it, right? The heat of the moment. But you can't say that you're not biased on personally trying to take him down when you said it prior to, you said it prior when you were winning your election. So it's just like, it's a tough, thing to explain. Now I get it with Fetterman. Fetterman's like, look, why can we all just get along? This whole case, that, let's just end it. Let's get it pardoned. Now, here's the thing. If the court system found, Trump guilty on 34, that's where I disagree with Fetterman, because I'm like, okay, they've already found him guilty on 34 counts. So what message are we sending out? That you can just get away with everything? That the law, everybody's above the law? Like, you got, and even for Hunter Biden, what Hunter Biden did was illegal. He should be punished. They both should be punished, in my opinion, because if you broke the law, you broke the law. I don't care what political party you're with. You broke the law. You broke the law. I don't really. I'm not a fan. I'm not crazy about pardons. I mean, only if there's really, really, like, for example, nonviolent crimes, which, I mean, this is a nonviolent crime, but it still is a law. For those who are in prison or put in prison for a longer, extensive period for a non violent crime, that's when I think you it's a little bit too much. Like, again, if you're busted for selling marijuana, or either you have a certain amount of marijuana on tap, and you're in jail for like 20 years, to me that's overboard, right? That's overboard. It says here that and this is all from Fetterman, weaponizing the judiciary for blatant partisan gain diminishes the collective faith in our institutions and sows further division. Totally agree. And I don't disagree with him joining the platform, because here's the thing. Fetterman's a guy you can call, you can hit him up in anywhere. He gonna talk to you regardless. He does not hold anything back. He will be on the far right conservative outlets. He will be on the center right. He'll be on the far left leaning far left leaning outlets, media outlets, progressive. I mean, he's everywhere, which is what you need in an elected official. You get invited, I'm there. You invite, I'm there. That's why some folks still give props to the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom's always on Fox. He ain't scared to do a debate hosted by Fox. He's like, come on, let's do it. If I get the invite, that's cool. But you have to be willing to answer the questions, because you're gonna get heat. Says here that's not the opinion for Fetterman, who's been calling for Trump to be pardoned since President Joe Biden issued a sweeping pardon for his son, Hunter Biden. A lot of folks, not just him, but other folks have said the same thing, who had been embroiled in a series of legal issues regarding federal firearms and tax charges. Now, but the platform, which the president-elect launched in 2022 after being banned from Twitter, is new. A spokesperson, for Fetterman did not immediately respond to requests for comment although he is the first Senate Democrat to join Truth Social. A few other prominent Democrats and Trump foes have already made the leap, including California Governor Gavin Newsom and Vice President Kamala Harris' presidential campaign. Whew. I mean, it's again, Fetterman gets a lot of heat, but I think he is an ally to the whole end of division movement, right? When it comes to like the third parties that are being created, the Forward Party, co-founded by Andrew Yang, right? I'm a fan of it because it's a party that is created amongst Republicans and Democrats. It's like we're not this, we're not that, we're forward. Moving forward, we're coming together for the greater good. What can we do to help move forward and not be in this division and make matters even worse? I spoke with a friend of mine here on this program, Dr. Eric Lavelle. I told him that, with what had occurred in this most recent election, man, what's the chances of like the rise of third parties? And I think it will be a huge jump. Now, will we ever see a third party presidential candidate to ever win a presidential race? We will never know. That will be big news, in my opinion. That will be major if that occurs. But yeah, Fetterman, I think he's pretty. I don't really disagree with his taste. I don't have an issue with him. I think he tries to change the narrative when it comes to the quote unquote elected official. He doesn't like suits. He wears sweats and like shorts and hoodies a lot. That's like his go-to attire. So he's not a part of the whole quote unquote by the book kind of guy. So respect for that. But hey, you can be one thing you got to give him his respect is, yes, he's a Democrat. Does he always agree with his party? No. And does he openly say that? Yes. And he's doing it now. You have to respect a person like that, even if there's someone like that on the Republican Party that is like that. That's the kind of politicians we need. Don't just do stuff because your party tells you to. Do stuff that will be right for the people, because at the end of the day, the people is who you're trying to please. The people is who you're trying to make sure that's being taken care of. You work for the people. You are a servant to us. All right, that's the way to go. All righty, let me, as I digress from that one, how am I looking at my time? All right, let's move it forward to another interesting story. I'm go back to sports. Recently, do I want that? Yes. Recently, WNBA star Caitlyn Clark, Indiana Fever star Caitlyn Clark, recently made headlines by speaking about white privilege, right? I thought this was really cool and bold of her to discuss, because she recently was named I think she was named like Woman Athlete of the Year, or what was it? She Time Magazine. Yes, Time Magazine named her Athlete of the Year. And so she went on to say, hey, the WNBA was built on black players. As a white person, there is privilege. So let me read this context. This is by Bovidity.com. It says here that she has completed her first season in the WNBA. She has received attention and praise for her achievements with the Indiana Fever, which included a league record of assists in a single season. Clark also selected as Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. Now, during an interview, she reflected on her time in the league and gave her other players, notable black players, their flowers. Clark also noted that although she has worked hard for her achievements, she has benefited from a position of privilege as a white person. And I quote, she says, "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them." The more she called for brands and companies to partner with more black WNBA players. She said the more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate Black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. I mean, kudos to Caitlyn Clark, and see all of them conservatives out there. Oh, y'all are just furious because there was this whole debate. It was a black on white debate between her and Angel Reese, and then it led to being a liberal against conservative kind of debate. I mean, it was getting so old. I wasn't really involved in it. I mean, I was a fan of both of them. I'm like, they're both great players. I really don't feel like getting this back and forth, with thoughts on it. But I'm glad she said that, because here's the thing. Conservatives, especially white conservatives, even black conservatives, man, they're always saying, why do you bring in race? Why do you always have to bring in race? Race this, race that. Why can't she just be good? Why can't she? And now it's so funny because even political commentator Megyn Kelly, who's center right, more like, I was gonna say something else. Let me not. She spoke against she was furious with Caitlyn Clark's comments, because she's like saying, "Here we go again. You're apologizing and this and that and the other. This is just so woke of you and this and that." Here's the thing, Megyn Kelly. No one cares what you have to say. Okay, you have your audience that love you. Look, you're a smart, intelligent woman. You have a successful platform on SiriusXM. You do you. But it was so funny because basically Caitlyn Clark responded by like saying, outside noise, they're always going to talk. Next question. I mean, like people like Megyn Kelly just say stuff just to try to continue to be relevant in the world. So, let me say something about one of the most talked about figures in the world. Let me talk about Caitlyn Clark. I'm like, just shut up. Like, what is the issue of her speaking on facts? The WNBA was built off of black women. Were there white WNBA basketball players that helped build? Yes, absolutely. But they weren't the majority. They were not the majority. I mean, again, Caitlyn Clark said my favorite player is Maya Moore. That was my Kobe. That was my Michael Jordan. That was my all-time favorite WNBA player. She's like, look, I play in this league. I've played basketball all my life. This league is culturally, it is built up predominantly black play football. I mean, the list goes on and on. So please, everybody just always gets so butthurt with the whole DEI, this and that. Like, applause. I wish I had my applause button with me, but just kudos to Caitlyn Clark for speaking out on that, man. That is some powerful words, especially in 2024, about to get ready for 2025. That is very, very powerful of you to say, especially you now finishing up your inaugural season, and you are the star. You're you're a leader on your team. You're the star of the league, one of the stars of the league, and you, alongside Angel Reese and others, have brought in so much more eyes and attention to the WNBA. Because of you all, the league has continued to grow. It's expanding by bringing in more franchises, bringing in more money, more revenue. I mean, it's the way the league should be. So I'm very happy that she said that. And yeah, it's just, I mean, that's all I can say is just kudos to Caitlyn Clark for speaking out. Let's see here. As I digress from this story, let me see how much time I got. I think I'm doing pretty good with time. Let's go ahead and move it on in the entertainment space. I want to talk about the legend, the music icon, Mr. Elton John, Mr. Benny and the Jets, Mr. I don't know, Tiny Dancer. There we go. That's one of his songs, right? I didn't really listen to a lot of Elton John songs. I just know I know he's famous. I know it's Elton John, Sir Elton John. That's right. That's all I know. So Elton John recently, oh, there we go. Elton John recently made headlines by sharing his opinion on what he thinks about Mary Jane, marijuana, weed. What else is it called? The herb, the ganja, that green stuff. That over there smoking them tweeds, that stuff. So so he recently shared his opinion on the legalization of marijuana. And hate to break it to y'all, kind of agree with him. This man said that legalizing weed is one of the greatest mistakes. Ouch. Hopefully I won't lose any listenerships or viewers from this. They're gonna be like, hold up, Arrington, what you trying to say? Look, y'all, I'm all for medical marijuana, medical use, medical. But there's some folks out there now, and here's the hard part. I'm speaking on because I don't like the smell. All right. I'm not saying that it's, that it's awful for you, because here's the thing. The first argument, a true fan of the herb that will say, well, do you drink alcohol? Do you smoke cigars? Do you? Well, weed is grown from the earth. It is natural grown. See, all that stuff, that alcohol is worse for your body than weed. Could be. But I'll be honest. I know folks that abuse the hell out of weed. All right. And not everybody got migraines. All right. Not everybody using it for PTSD. People using it as an excuse. Now, I'm all for medical marijuana. I say I'm all for medical marijuana. But first thing in the morning, I could be driving the car in 7 a.m. and I smell weed like a mug outside. I'm like, wow, car in front of me, light it up. Is that person just like why? Like when it reeks, like what? People abuse it to the point where they really start just like, but I mean, hey, we still got Willie Nelson, we still got Snoop Dogg. Those cats. I mean, look, I know folks that partake, and I'm not saying that I'm against legalizing, but what Elton John said, legalizing weed was one of the greatest mistakes. Now, let me see what he meant by that. First of all, I'm gonna read this article from The Guardian. It says here that legal marijuana, one of North America's greatest mistakes. Elton John says here that Elton John has hit out the legislation of marijuana in parts of North America, saying it's one of the greatest mistakes of all time. Musician who brought his touring career to an end last year, and has been sober for 34 years, has helped fellow celebrities, including Eminem and Robbie Williams, to recover from their addictions. John also, he said, who was named Time's Icon of the Year, told the magazine that it is tough to hear how bad your behavior has become, and said admitting this helped him get clean. He said that marijuana was addictive and said it leads to other drugs. When you're stoned and have been stoned, you don't think normally. Legalizing marijuana in America and Canada is one of the greatest mistakes of all time. Now, this is spoken from a guy who was an addict. Now, marijuana, he's right, can lead to, look, alcohol can lead to other things. Cigarettes can lead, I mean, stuff that you find addictive, food can lead to other things. Everything that you overindulge in can be, you can abuse it like a drug. But I think he's right, especially when you have a fentanyl crisis in America, when you don't know what people are lacing your marijuana with, right? Now some folks are like, no, I got my guy, I'm good. You just don't know. I'm being the old man, like get off my lawn kind of style right now, because I just get tired of smelling it. I feel like I smell it everywhere, early in the morning, mid-afternoon, later in the, and I'm just like, when do you stop? When do you let it go? When I was in college, I knew guys that just never put the weed down. Never stay off the weed. All right. They never gave it up. They never stayed off of it. And I'm like, Is there ever a time where you're just like, oh, I'm a little tired? I think I want to. No, they all the time. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Now, I just don't care for the smell. I don't mind the brownies. I don't mind the gummies. I partake in gummies myself. Okay, helps me go to sleep. I have a problem going to sleep from time to time. But I think Elton John is not coming from a place to aggravate you guys or to upset you. He's coming from a place where, hey, look, he was an addict. He's 34 years clean. He's getting older, wiser each and every year. He's looking out after you all like a grandfather, like another mentor. So I can understand where his heart is coming from. So before everybody's like, hold up. I mean, it's I hear him. I just wanted to share that because I have a neighbor that partakes. Like I said, I know folks that partake, and it's just like they can't do anything without it. They gots to have it. All right, they gots to have it. So so that's just me, fam. That is just me, and I thought it was interesting coming from Elton John. So I'm just like saying it was just so random. Now I haven't heard Willie Nelson or Snoop speak against Elton John. And I would love to get their take on it. I really would. I would love to get their take on what do they think about that whole the whole conversation of was it a mistake to legalize marijuana? And it's legalized in most states, not all, but most states. But like I said, I know medically, yes, I've actually spoken with marijuana nurses and doctors. I just spoken with I have spoken with marijuana nurses and doctors. I'm sorry, I looked on my phone, and a friend of mine on Facebook had posted that she just saw who got named Time Magazine's Person of the Year, and she's sick to her stomach. Look that up. I'm not going to mention any names, but look up who was named Person of the Year of Time Magazine. Yeah, you'll know why I'm chuckling. But fam, look, it's about that time. It is about that time. We are coming close to the end of another great episode. Look, my friends, be sure to follow us. Listen to the show, watch the show Monday through Fridays, weeknights. All right, weeknights at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can also tune in Monday through Fridays. New episodes will drop on our YouTube platforms and on wherever you listen to your podcasts. Weeknights again around 7. Yeah, around 7. So look, we drop new episodes each and every each day. Yeah, we're just giving y'all some great content, man. We're gonna bring you some great interviews too. I'm actually working on a project called Arrington's Most Interesting People that will be strictly on my YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. So it's a sit down conversation I have with some remarkable individuals from the world of entertainment, sports, professional wrestling, ministry, finance, you name it, and it's really, really dope. Culinary, you're gonna love it. So be on the lookout for that. It's called Arrington's Most Interesting People. I'll make another shout out, talk more about it on my socials. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, Substack at the Arrington Gavin Show, X at the Arrington Gavin Show, and again, you can tune in to us. You can listen to us on all digital and streaming platforms. So until next time, my friends, peace and blessings.